Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Brianna and I'm an entrepreneur. So my last video was entitled I'm depressed and some other stuff, and people are really concerned. I just came off vacation. I'm definitely not depressed. So I need to make another video to let you guys know that I am in fact fine. So fine that I am ready to get this money. So I'm going to tell you about the transition out of that time period and then what I'm working on next. But first I want to say I have a Facebook page. It's Brianna Weldon. So go and like that page. I'll be posting my videos, blog posts, makeup videos if I make any for my Facebook makeup group. Just like it's Brianna Unbridled, so anything I'm doing, I'll post it there. Also, any services I may be offering in the future. And on a sidebar, YouTube, why do you keep suggesting strippers to me? I keep getting these channels about strippers, and I don't know if they're like, okay, well, she's an entrepreneur and she was depressed. Maybe this is the next lane for her. Well, I'm not planning on stripping. I got a mom bod, so. Anyway, I just came off of a cruise, which was 5 days out of like a whole 10-day holiday extravaganza, which is not the longest I've traveled for the holidays as a former military spouse. One time we had a 3-week holiday break and it was just too much. So this was a nice trip. It was so needed for me, and I understand that when I get to a place like I was 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I need to figure out how to quiet and completely subdue my environment, my stimulants and my stressors, so that I can regroup, because I think that was what was wrong with me in that video. In the video, I said I was depressed, but I was actually already coming out of that period, because by the time I'm able to write an essay about something I'm going through or make a video, I've had to process it enough to create a narrative. So I've usually already started to come out of that. So if you thought I seemed sad in the video, you should have seen me a week prior, because I was sad. But I'm doing great now. The vacation was right on time, even though I was stressed about it. Honestly, I was stressed because, first of all, the travel to get down to Galveston from St. Louis, knowing I had to go to my mom's house as well, I was nervous about that. It's always hard to travel with a toddler. So in total, to get down there was 17 hours, including going to my mom's house, going to my husband's grandma's house in Oklahoma, stopping near Dallas, and then another 4 hours to the port. So I was nervous about that, and I was nervous about being on a cruise with my in-laws, but it turned out to be great. You'll hear more about the cruise in my next 2 videos, but I just had to get this one out, and I want this to be quick, but who am I kidding? I can't be quick on here. Before the cruise, I was feeling very stressed because it just felt like I had so much to do and I couldn't complete anything. Specifically household chores. I also felt very tired because my son, for some reason, had been waking up before 5 a.m. for like a month. And I just wasn't able to get a handle on that. But you better believe I made him stay in that crib this morning. So I was physically tired, which was making it difficult to handle the stress. And after spending 6 months focused on the blog, podcast, and the book, and that chapter coming to a close and me feeling like I didn't have direction, I was feeling a little lost because I had tunneled in so much to those projects in that season that it was hard for me to see the bigger picture. I did get something from that. I did learn skills. I did accomplish something. I still have opportunity based on what I did take from that time period. I just couldn't see that because I was too deep in feeling like I had failed. Then I went on vacation. On the cruise, for the cruise, I was like, I'm not gonna bring a bunch of books and think I'm gonna be reading novels and playing games and knitting and all that stuff. I have one objective, which is to finish a pitch for an event with one of my friends. So in May, I bought this course that helps, it's called Knowledge-Based Business Blueprint or something. It's from Dean Graziosi. So I bought this, and I had, the whole time I was doing the course, which was like a little at a time because I was working on those other projects, I was thinking about trying to broker a seminar with my friend who has a very specialized skill, and she's very successful at it. So on the cruise, I just focused on that. I did download some books from the library, but I didn't take physical books. And I had the Bible downloaded because I'm doing the Bible reading plan. I think I'm on day 25, trying to read the Bible in a year. So before the cruise, I was stressed because I had 6 months, no interest on the course. So when that 6 months was up, my husband didn't know that I bought the course. He didn't know that I owed on it. He doesn't know anything about any of the debt that I have, and it's best that way. I'm very responsible. I have good credit. I've always had good credit. We have not had any personal debt, not student loans, not cars. So the fact that I have accrued debt this year has been stressful because I took on debt buying the things I needed so that I could do the things I needed. Like I bought Mary Kay inventory. I bought stuff for a seminar. I bought the course. I bought my laptop. I bought stuff because I really believed that I was going to be profitable by the end of this year. So when that 6 months was up, I had not been profitable. I had to ask my husband to borrow money from our personal savings to pay for the rest of the course, and he was not happy with that. And I just was really like, okay, I've done this course, I've paid for it, I've caused my husband stress, I've caused myself stress. I need to put it to use. So that's why I just focus on the pitch. Now, in doing the pitch and doing this seminar, I have to brand myself as a business coach. That might not make a lot of sense, but what I'm going to pitch to her is that she's doing business training, I'm doing business coaching. You might be like, why does she think she can be a business coach? She was on here crying about it being depressed like 4 weeks ago. Well, first of all, this whole journey is really about being a business coach. I would like to create some other business, but ultimately I want to be able to help people with their mindset, help people do better for themselves and create businesses. Because I'm a naturally very supportive person. I'm naturally a counselor, and I really want to help people take advantage of their opportunities. So even though I haven't been in the best way as of late, I'm still qualified to do this. So first of all, what makes somebody an entrepreneur? What makes somebody qualified to coach someone through their business problems? Now, at first I was like, I'm not in a good place. Why would I be that person? But honestly, have I not set out with a goal and worked it until I completed it, and then it still didn't bring the results I wanted? Have I not been on an emotional roller coaster for 525 days? Have I not accrued debt that I didn't have before, betting on myself? Did I not quit my job to take a chance on myself and fully focus on creating the life that I want? And did I not just go through a period of darkness and come out in a better place? All those experiences would have been improved or would have been helped if I had a business coach, and I didn't, but I still made it through it. And now I have learned and gained skills, strengthened skills to help me to still be in this game right now that will help me coach other people. So that's why I think I'm qualified to be a business coach. I had a conversation with a friend, and he affirmed me on that too, because I was like, can I really say I'm a business coach? I mean, why would people buy into that. But he was like, that is you. And then I found a blog post about how if you feel that you've been called to be a coach, then you already are a coach. Your life is training you up to that point. And I really like that because like I said, I'm a natural counselor. I'm always trying to help people be supportive and help them bring the best out of themselves. Actually, I took an improv course like 5 or 6 years ago, and I got to level 1, then I had to move. But at the end of level 1, we had to go around and first of all, everybody had to admit something about themselves. And then we went around and everyone had to say nice things about like each person. And that meant so much to me because the things that they said about me were the things that I always wanted to be. So I got emotional, of course. I'm crying. They're like, see, you're so real. But one person said that I made them want to be better. Just being in my presence made them feel good about themselves. So I think that's naturally me. So based on that, I'm like, okay, this is what I got to do. Plus, I just have to do it in order to do this event, in order to redeem the course that I bought so that I don't like ruin my marriage. So other than that, I've also heard a lot that, you know, people say, well, I didn't feel quite ready. I just did it. I just figured it out along the way. You're never going to be ready. And talking about analysis paralysis. And it just hit me differently after like processing branding myself as a business coach, because yeah, I might not ever feel very ready for this. I might not ever feel like completely qualified. Yeah, I can go buy a course, but what is that really going to do? I have gained a lot of information. I can read books and all that. And I still do plan to seek education, but to some extent, it is being a good coach should be innate. And I know a lot of people don't like coaches because it's a racket. Coaches have coaches and they're like a mess. But I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to extort people for money. I just want to help people build businesses and also build a business doing that. I want to help people do their best. Anyway, that's not even the whole thing. So business coach in my future, next 3 months, that's going to happen. Paradigm shift, ready to make money, ready to like get out of this house. If you've consumed my content over the last 9 months, or even if you scroll back, you can see that I've had like issues with this place that I live, which is a lot about me, but also I want a garage. I want an oven that heats appropriately. I want a microwave where the inside spins. I want like the regular stuff that y'all take for granted. Like, that's the type of stuff I want. I'm not complaining though. I just feel like, okay, I've done enough preparation. It's time to go. Other than that, I will be offering podcast and YouTube auditing services. Now, this is one of those things where you've heard people say, well, it was right in front of me and I just never thought that it could be a business. And I kind of think that applies here because I know I have a gift for communication. I also know that I have the ability to be direct in a way that people can receive, which has taken a lot of work because when I was in college, people just thought I was so mean, and I didn't understand that because I just wanted people to like me, so I had to work on my approach, and I think I can still be too direct sometimes. But what's important is that I'm committed to authenticity and being honest, and I have the ability to communicate that. And I'm detail oriented, so that really makes me a good person to be giving feedback. What happens with podcasts and YouTube is that you're creating something and your loved ones don't necessarily take the time to critically consume your content to give you feedback. They might not be motivated to give you feedback or be skilled. So like my mom is almost the only person who will tell me if something is terrible in one of my videos, but she doesn't have experience making videos. She doesn't have experience making a podcast. So I do appreciate her feedback, but getting it for somebody who's actually skilled in what you're doing is valuable as well. So over the past 3 or 4 months, I've done people favors and evaluated their podcast, given them feedback, and they've been blown away. And I'm like, okay, this is something I enjoy doing. It's very natural to me. I'm doing it for free, and I know people need this service. So it's not so much that like I'm maximizing this opportunity, but I'm like creating an opportunity so that people can do better. Now, I'm not the best YouTuber because YouTube is not my focus. I'm filming this video real quick while my husband reads to my son and he goes to bed, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and watch TV. Like, that's more important than this YouTube video. But I can still tell people what they need to work on. So that's next, and my goal is to have those services be available by the end of the month. I'm also working with somebody on a podcast. He just reached out to me for our 3rd round of evaluations, and every time I give them feedback, they work on it and try to incorporate it. So now in the last video, I was like, I'm so sad, nothing's working out. Whoa. And I'm not like that. So what I want to bring this all together to say is that it gets darkest before the dawn. Now, of course, it's like dark and then it lightens up, but basically I was in a really dark period, but it doesn't stay like that. You will always bounce back if you keep going. So I could have just quit then and just like turned my back on entrepreneurship, but I didn't, because this is my path, this is my calling, and here I am just ready to make moves, make waves in the, I don't know what community, for 2020. So I hope you're encouraged. If you were, please like my video. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe, because you're gonna want to see what comes of this. I'm sure even based on what I've said today, things will be different, but I also I know that you got to start somewhere. So this is not short at all. Anyway, I'm just gonna go. Have a great 2020. Happy New Year.